Good day, testing, testing. It is a Monday, almost at 1 o'clock. We're going to get there soon, and yes, I'm wearing my one of my Christmas hats. We will start in just a few minutes. Yes, I said I wasn't going to go live this week, and here I am. Wow. I just thought I'd pop on for a few minutes and say hello to everybody. If you're out there, if you've got a chance to watch this, say hi to me in the comment section, and we will get going in just over a minute. And what's the purpose of doing this? We are talking about CVOR a lot of the time, and that's what we're going to be talking about this week. A CVOR, Commercial Vehicle Operators Registration, and a lot of other stuff that we get into, because in North America the truck segment is so similar, so the things that you need in a CVOR, such as a driver file, are pretty similar right across Canada and throughout the United States. So you can get value from this even if you're not from Ontario. Down to just over 30 seconds. Can't wait to get started today. It's been a long time. It seems like a whole week since I went live last. All right, we got a couple of different things to talk about today, as well as the normal stuff. Okay, so we are going to be talking about policies and procedures. No, we're talking about annual reviews and discipline letters and things like that. So with that, let's get going. We will hit the start button. It's 1 o'clock. And every Monday at 1, there we go. Every Monday at 1, the secrets of safety, Dawg. We will talk about different things regarding the CVOR this segment. We will get into other things as the MTO wants us to do, and we will get into other things like DOT wants us to do. So, as always, I start off with a bit of the news, and to be quite honest with you, I really haven't been doing a lot of reading since last week because, of course, whoops, how did that happen? Oh, I know why. I shut it down. So I can't do that. I was going to talk to you about pets. It was kind of neat that I didn't realize that truck drivers are reuniting pets and their owners throughout this pandemic. So that's kind of cool, I thought. So I'll move that out of the way. And again, if you're on here live, don't forget to say live and hello. So we're not going to be talking about the news and the pets, but that is what is in the show notes, is the link to the article about pets. If you wanted to help during this pandemic reunite owners and their pets, you can read the story there in Truck News. I thought it was an uplifting story, so that's why in a year of so much grief and heartache, I just thought it would be different to have a great story, truck drivers helping people out. All right, what am I doing with my hat? Yes, I turned my green screen off today so you can better see my hat, because the green in the hat, of course, doesn't show up when you green screen. It disappears. So anyways, what are we talking about today? This series of lives are all about how to prepare for an audit, specifically the CVOR audit. I wanted to remind you today that my main communication channel is YouTube. I've got over 100 videos on YouTube and more than 40 of the Doggone It Trucking podcast interviews. So if you're interested in something like that, each interview is about 30 minutes in length. Some are shorter, some are a bit longer, but I shoot for 30 minutes. Check it out on YouTube. All right, so getting back to the MTO audit, there are 3 components, as we've already talked about. There is the maintenance component, the QR&R, which stands for Qualifications, Records, and Reporting piece, and then the hours of service. So specifically this week, as I promised last week, we're going to be talking about 2 items this week because it's going to be kind of quick, but specifically the annual review. MTO, this is one of those items that MTO doesn't score you on when you do your MTO audit, but they want to see an annual review. Also, your insurance provider wants to see an annual review. So what does an annual review look like? It can look something like this. All right, so the top part is where you give it to the driver and you ask the driver to inform you of all of the offenses and things like that. And then the bottom part, hello, whoever gave me a thumbs up, thanks for that. You can leave me a comment and I would respond. So anyways, the annual review, the top half is completed by the driver in this sample, and then the bottom half is completed by you, the company. And basically you're saying in the bottom half that the driver still has the qualifications to continue to drive for you. In other words, that they continue to meet your company policy and insurance regulations. So you want to do that. If you want a free sample of an annual policy, like I showed you there, go to safetydawg.com/free, and you're going to see several items there that you can get for free. But as you can see, the annual review in the bottom row in the middle is the annual review. And if you want to see the safety manual, I also put a link there now to the CVR MTO safety manual online so that you can see that what I'm talking about here in Module 7, I'm not just full of crap. It's actually all there. If you read Module 7 from the MTO safety manual, you'll see that it's there. So on the annual, you want to be making sure that you're collecting the information about any collisions. And I say any collisions, they specifically want commercial motor vehicle collisions, but I would encourage you for any, because your insurance provider, you want to know what's going on out there with your drivers. And if they are still qualified to drive for you, that's a big question. So you want collisions, you want convictions, any tickets and violations that your driver's been convicted of, you better know about those. Make sure that they are still insurable and make sure that they still meet your company policy. Yes, you should have a policy. You need 2 policies, by the way. Put my fingers out there too. You need 2 policies. One to say this is what we would hire, and that, in my opinion, should include points. How many points on a abstract would you hire? How many crashes? That type of thing. Now, to be continued with their employment with you, you might have a separate policy because you might hire somebody with 3 points, but if they want to continue to work for you, they can't go above 5, let's say, as a number. So anyways, you should have a separate policy covering that. So convictions, suspensions, any license suspensions, especially this time of the year with the holidays, some people get caught with a 72-hour license suspension. Not exactly a drinking and driving charge, but it is a 72-hour suspension. You need to know about these things. So ask them about that. What is your insurer seeing? When they pull the driver abstract and look at your driving force, you want to make sure that you know about everything that your insurance company is seeing, as well as, of course, MTO. So that's what you got to be doing. So the annual, you got to get it annually. Surprise, that's why it's called an annual, or every 12 months, also annually. Some companies do it right before insurance renewal as a reminder. Other people do it on anniversary dates of the hire. So it doesn't matter how you do it, just make sure you get it done at least annually, and make sure you get the convictions. You want to make sure you go back 24 months, that's for MTO. Annually, if you're doing it every year, you've gone back 12 months. And collisions in a commercial motor vehicle, as I said, and any actions as a result of those collisions should be noted there. In addition, corrective disciplinary action. This is the other topic that I wanted to talk to you about just briefly this week, you need to know about, you need to have a discipline policy. And your discipline policy needs to be 1, 2, 3, and out the door for the same or similar violations, for the same violations or for a similar violation. The reason I word it like this is if the driver keeps getting different hours of service violations, then you might want to kick them out the door. So it's for the same or similar violations. And I also like to have a time period there, because if you get a senior driver who's been with you, let's say for 10 years, and he gets 2 hours of service violations in that 10-year period, you don't want to be going to the next level of discipline just because in a 10-year period he got 2 violations. I would suggest you put a time period in there, 24 months or 36 months as the time period. So, and make sure your policy also says at any time you can go to the ultimate, which it would be dismissal. All right, so when you write your policy, say 1, 2, 3, out the door. So a verbal warning, written warning, suspension, termination. Those would be the 4 steps. Verbal, written, suspension, termination for the same or similar defects. However, if you view a defect or a violation so grievous, so outlandish, you can always jump to termination at your discretion. So just wanted to cover that. Next week, which is actually next year, what are we going to be covering? We're going to get into, again, Module 7, incident reporting process and procedures. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Incident reporting, crash reporting, how does it get recorded, and what might you put in a file. So don't forget to hunt me out on YouTube, the Safety Dawg channel, and it's spelled Safety Dawg, of course. And with that, I would like to say, let me get over here, like to say to everybody, best of the holiday season. And here, best of the holiday season, but also, hey, we got 2 viewers. Somebody say hello to me. Best of the holiday season, but my God, let's hope 2021 is a better year than 2020. 2020 has been a year like I've never seen before, and I hope 21 starts to revert to normal. And of course, unfortunately, it's going to take about 6 months because we got to get through winter and us being huddled in our homes and our trucks before we can start to revert to normal. So with that, I wish you all the very best in the new year. I hope that health is the best gift, and I hope that you remain healthy throughout the rest of this year and for all of 2021. That's it for this week. Safety Dawg's out. Have a great day.